As a beginner trader, it can be very difficult finding your way around the financial markets early on. There are so many variables that can go wrong, so many things that you don't know, but one of the things that you're taught from the very beginning is stop losses and take profits. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of content out there to help you determine where you should be putting these stop losses and take profits. Stop losses are such a huge part of trading because if a trade's going against you, it's the one thing that is a safety net to stop that trade getting out of hand and stop your capital from completely blowing up. But as a beginner trader, you're not sure where to put this stop loss to maximize your reward but minimize your risk. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over all of the stop loss details that you need to know as a beginner, and I'm going to be helping you guys maximize your reward and minimize your risk using stop losses and take profits. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. But this month on Finding Forex is Video Marathon Month. Every other day I'm going to be uploading fresh Forex content for each and every single one of you guys absolutely for free. If you're a beginner, this is definitely the place to be, because over the next month or so I'm going to be providing so much free content on Forex, you do not want to miss it. So if you want to see videos just like this and more, make sure you subscribe into the channel and give this video a like, because it does help me and it does help the channel out. As I said before, using stop losses is a quintessential part of trading, which is a very big word for me and I don't use it very often, and I've just searched up what quintessential means, but it doesn't matter about my big words. Stop losses are a huge part of trading, and in a second I'm going to take you guys over to the chart to explain to you how to use stop losses, when to use them, and how to maximize your reward and minimize your risk. So before we jump into the nitty gritty of this video, before we begin, make sure you guys stick around till the end of the video, because I have a very special announcement. If you guys are a beginner trader, trust me, you are going to want to watch till the end, because you can benefit significantly from what I have to say. But before we jump into all of that and the announcement, stop losses, and I thought the best thing to do with the stop loss video is actually take you live in a trade that I am now, so I can tell you what I was going through, what I was thinking, why I took the trade, why I set these stop losses and take profits in these certain areas. So currently what you're seeing on your screen is a GBP USD trade that I'm in, just a quick scalp trade, and just a 1 to 2 risk reward just about. And I want to tell you why I took this trade, what I was thinking, and why I put my stop loss just above these previous highs here. So first of all, a little on why I took this trade. As you can see, we're trending downwards. It's not that hard to see. Lower lows, lower highs, breaker structures, more pushes to the downside. It's really basic stuff that you learn very early on in your trading career. Lower lows, lower highs, all of that good stuff. So I took an entry right on this doji here, and that was just simply because we had a push below structure, we had a push up, and then we had a retest, beautiful little doji formation, and a push down. And I want to tell you quickly why I'm also targeting this zone that I've got marked up. If we go on to the daily time frame, all this looks like on the daily time frame is a simple break and retest. So we've got the break of this daily zone here, we've got the break, we've got the retest. Now I'm looking to target down here to take GBP, hopefully USD higher. So we could see a break like this, a push down, a retest, and then hopefully a push back up. Obviously it's never that simple because it's trading. Why would it be? Trading is very, very difficult, and not a lot of people understand why they're not great at it. But I've also got a video on that if you want to check it out. Let's talk less about that and more on this video. So I'm targeting this level simply because it's a daily zone, and it's going to be a very strong zone because it's got a very relevance. We've got 1 touch here, 2 touches there, 3 touches, 3 more touches here, and hopefully the simple break and retest. We have a clean breakthrough structure, and we're coming down hopefully for a retest. So now if we're looking down on the 4-hour time frame, we're just going to work our way down. We are having a slight retracement. This is all this is, because in the overall picture, if you look at all this price action here, we are trending up. But for the moment, we're just trending down. So if we go on to the 1 hour, which is where I took this trade, we have a simple break of structure, a retest with a doji formation, which is where I got in on this trade and where I was thinking of putting my stop loss with this trade. So I didn't want my stop loss up here above these highs. That would give us a negative risk to reward, and the last thing you want to be doing when you're trading is trading with a negative risk to reward. Otherwise, if you're wondering why you're never profitable, this could be potentially some of the reason you never want a negative risk to reward. So moving forward, I didn't want to keep holding that. So moving forward, I didn't want my stop loss above here because I feel like if it broke this structure point, then I want to be out the trade. So what we did is we put our stop loss just above here to give us a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, which is absolutely beautiful. So if a hit takes profit, we're risking 1%, we're gaining 2%, and that's all we want. If it was to break this structure point here, that was just someone on the Telegram group. More on that at the end of the video. So anyway, it had a break, it had a retest, and this is where we continue downwards. Now, if it was to come against us this trade, what it has to do from this point is break this structure point here, this structure zone here, and it has to break this high here, which means it has to break 3 structure points and the moving average just in order to break and take us out, which is plenty for me. If I was to break this high, I would want out of the trade because that means we have a break of structure and that means potentially we have a reversal on our hands. So this is why I put the stop loss there, because if we had a break of this high, potentially that could be the downtrend or the retracement absolutely finished. That's why I put it there. Fortunately, with this trade in particular, I took the trade and had 0 drawdown and went straight into profits, and it's well on its way to our take profit target. But let's use a different example with a trade that I'm not actually in. And I wanted to use GBP JPY for this because it's a very volatile pair. And it's a very good pair to trade and actually even scalp on. So I wanted to use this little pin bar here as our example because, as you can see, it's in a very nice spot. If we get our rectangle out, it's in a very nice spot of support and resistance because we've had a touch here, touch here, touch here. Each and every time, the most important thing about this zone is no candle has closed below. So if we look at this zone here, this candle has completely violated this zone, broken straight through, didn't come back to retest. So we can probably get rid of this zone here because it's not as important, it's not as strong because price just cracked through, didn't even bother to come and retest. That's okay, Ray. Once again, at the end of the video, I'll get on to why he's saying thank you and why he's so grateful. Because he's making money. And what does anyone want in this world is to make money. So we got on this pin bar here, which would have actually been a really nice trade. So we came up, we've pushed up, we've rejected beautifully here with a nice, beautiful pin bar. So where would I look to put my stop loss if I was targeting this zone here? Now, you could have it just above this pin bar here. But in all honesty, that is too tight. With trading, you don't want to have too tight of a stop loss and get taken out of every trade. You want the trade to breathe, but you don't want it to breathe so much that you've got a negative risk to reward or you're always going for maybe a one-to-one. Like a stop loss up here, for example, for just a one-to-one risk reward would have been absolutely silly. There's no need to give your trade this much room when it's clearly pinned below here. So what I would personally do is have it maybe here. Now, with stop losses and take profits, more with stop losses, it does take some intuition. It does take some experience and some knowledge within the financial markets to understand where you need to put your stop loss in order to maximize your risk or maximize your reward and minimize your risk. So this, in my opinion, would be a very good place to put my stop loss. This way, we almost get a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, and I'm confident that if price comes up to here, it's not going to be a liquidity spike. It's going to be something that's more like this, maybe a break of structure like this, a retest, and then a continuation higher. And the good thing about the retest is if it came to retest in this area here, then all we could do is get out of this trade at roughly break even. So that's why I'd put my stop loss here. I wouldn't want it too close to above this pin, but I wouldn't want it all the way up here, because I know for a fact if price did manage to get over here, that trade would have sailed a long time ago. I want to go over a couple more examples just to give you guys an idea of what I'm seeing and where I'm seeing it. This is also another trade that I'm in, which is, funnily enough, also running in some nice profits, just like this GBP USD trade here. I'm in this trade, I'm not in GJ, and I'm in NU. So GU and NU is two trades that I'm currently in. Same thing here. What did we have? We had a break of structure. So we had a push up, push down, a retest of this structure, and now we're looking for some more continuation to the downside. Now, personally, I would want to have my stop loss all the way up here in this zone here. That would be ideally where I would want my stop loss. Unfortunately, with a bit of intuition and knowing the fact that if price did come to visit all the way up here again, I would be getting a negative risk to reward ratio, and that is not what we want, as I always say. So instead, I put it more down here. Once again, it gives the trade plenty of room to breathe, and if it does come up all the way here, by the time it does come up all the way here, we have the moving average. We also have a little area of resistance right in here, so we could have that there, because we've had rejection here, rejection here, a rejection here, and then snap straight back into that zone, rejection here, here, pin bar, straight back into the zone, and a break. So this is ideally where I'd like to have my stop loss. This way we maximize our risk to reward, and we minimize just our risk in general. Like I said, with stop losses, there is no easy way of a stop loss. There is no saying you can always have your stop loss here, no matter what trade it is, you have it here. Because unfortunately, every single trade that we do take is different. No matter what trade you have, it is going to be different. So when you're trying to do your stop losses, do your take profits, it always takes a bit of intuition, and you have to think, where would be the best place to place my stop loss to maximize my reward and minimize my risk, but also in an area where if it does get to your stop loss, you're more than happy to accept the trade as a loser, because that ship has then sailed. Anyway, what I wanted to do is the announcement. If you are a beginner and you're looking to trade, I have you covered. This is my free Forex group signals. Essentially, what I do in here is I send all of my signals in this group, and I send take profits, I send stop losses, I send analysis, all in this group here. So if you are struggling really badly with all of your stop losses and your take profits, do not worry, because this could be the place for you. I tell you why I'm taking the trade, the analysis behind it. I'm also telling you why I'm placing my stop loss in a certain area, and you've got it all here. Like I said, GU, a simple break and retest with rejection. As you can see here, signal, GU sell, stop loss, take profit, signal, NU short. And these are the two trades that I'm currently in at the moment. And as you can see, both are in some nice profits. So GU's in quite nice profits, in fact really nice profits, and it's probably going to hit take profit in the next hour or so. NZD USD, it's been a bit of a nightmare, if I'm brutally honest. I know where I got in, so do not worry about that. I got in just after this candle here, and my stop loss was about here. So we got about 1 to 6 risk to reward, which anything above a 1 to 1 is what you want, but obviously the higher the better. So NZD USD is not really doing a lot at the moment. We'll just have to wait and see on that. But if you are in the Telegram's group signal, then you will be updated on this first. I also have more than 333, there we go, 261 people in this at the moment. All of them taking my profits, all of them taking my trades, and we're making so much money together. If we just scroll through to last week, absolutely beautiful week last week. There's some of the trades. This is the US 30, the Dow Jones. Look at that uptrend, beautiful. Thinking about trading this some more. So Here we go. Signal, I've taken a short position on NZD USD. As I said, I expect price to break our zone and it's close below the moving average. Stop loss above the previous highs and targeting old lows. Once again, I'm telling you why I'm taking the trade, where I'm putting my stop loss over here. I put my stop loss above these highs because, once again, if it broke these highs, it's a break of structure and potentially the trend could be over. But we did have a break of the moving average, a break of the structure, and most importantly, a close below, which is why I decided to take that trade. Stop loss, take profit, and then I also had a signal for NZD JPY, which I can't seem to find, but NJ was running really nicely. I think that was a bit further up. Here we go. Signal, I've taken a short on NJ. Reasons for this are a simple break and retest of a level is showing lots of upwards exhaustion, and when it has tested this zone, it's produced a few dojis. Beautiful trade. It broke this structure. It came up to here. And when you see dojis, it's exhaustion, and then you can target lower. This trade absolutely smashed take profit very, very quickly. I think I sent this at 10:34, and by 2 o'clock, so 4 hours, it had smashed take profit. NZD USD, once again, a beautiful trade. It came a pip away from my stop loss. This was at about half five in the evening, so there was only a few hours till market close. So I just thought there's no point risking it. Take profits now, and that gave us about a 1 to 2 risk to reward as well. So if you are new and you do want to join the Signals group, be sure to join it. There will be a link to that down in the description. If you guys want to see more content just like this, please leave a like, thumbs up, all of that good stuff. But thank you all so much for watching. This is Lukey, and I'm signing out. Peace.